The strong man, the autocrat, is a frail, demented man with cankles that are as wide as you can imagine, bruises on his hands. He's bragging now about identifying giraffes on tests, challenging other people to take the same exam as though that's normal or difficult, bragging about the success of being able to identify a giraffe. And here's the situation, you guys, with strong men, with dictators. They all come crumbling down when the strong man is frail. And the frailty of this demented, psychotic, dementia-ridden senior citizen is on full display. And when the frailty is on full display, fissures emerge. And that is the good news for all of us. These fissures are our way out of this goddamn nightmare. And the fissures that are most important are the ones from within his own party, because they are signaling that we are positioning ourselves for the end of this. They are signaling that they see the mortality of the strong man because he is frail. And someone who we have had a watch on now for about 3 months is none other than Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is a grifter. Don't buy into any of her bullshit, because she is positioning herself for a post-Kanks MAGA world. And the most important thing about that is that she and others surrounding her see the end of Kanks is near. Pumps.
Okay, put up this clip, Kyla, or I'm sorry, this post. So Marjorie Taylor Greene, we're in a government shutdown. Mike Johnson kisses Trump's ass like crazy. So Marjorie Taylor Greene says, "You left out that I said I have no respect for the House not being in session, passing our bills, and president's executive orders." Okay, that part's fucking crazy. So you think she has to throw bones. Like, I'm still crazy, but I'm also against Mike Johnson. And I demanded to know from Speaker Johnson what the Republican plan for healthcare is to build the off-ramp of Obamacare and the ACA tax credits to make health insurance affordable for Americans. Johnson said he's got ideas and pages of policy ideas, and committees of jurisdiction are working on it, but he refused to give one policy proposal to our GOP conference on our own conference call. Apparently, I have to go into the SCIF to find out the Republican health care plan, but you don't have to go into a SCIF to get military war plans. But anyway, so what I find interesting about this, did you hear Mike Johnson saying, well, you know, Obamacare is terrible. The ACA, I mean, it's just awful. And we have a plan for that. But so now Trump's been in the public sphere for almost 9 years. He's been here talking about how bad Obamacare is, but yet they've never given one policy or alternative. So Marjorie Taylor Greene, of all people, to call out little tiny Moses Mike Grinder Johnson, I kind of think that's interesting. I find that interesting.
She senses the weakness. She senses that little Moses Mike Grinder Johnson is nothing but obsequious to every need of the frail strong man. And think about what an oxymoron that phrase is. He is a frail strong man, which means the chum is in the water. And the people who have latched onto him the most are frail by proxy. And it's very easy to make an argument that little Moses Mike Grinder Johnson is both compromised and weak and frail by proxy just by taking a gander of any clip where he's propagandizing ad nauseum. And so she senses the chum in the water. And like a predator, she is going in and moving for it. And this is the way these fissures and these regimes break up. And so it's a very important development that she is providing daylight between herself and the MAGA loyalists. And she throws in from time to time that she's a MAGA loyalist, but she's also providing daylight. Now, the people in the Trump regime probably don't catch on to it as much, but for political junkies like us, it's a really big development. And I think we have to keep our eyes on her. And I think we have to keep our eyes on Tucker Carlson, because I think Tucker has major ambitions to run for president.
That's terrifying. And here's the thing. Mike Johnson is so incompetent. He's so impotent as a leader. So here's what I don't understand. Like, how does he justify all the lies and being demeaning and being so cruel towards the poor? So post this up of him yesterday. He says the pain register is about to hit level 10, said Speaker Mike Johnson. He added that sadly, 42 million Americans will be hit this weekend with supplemental nutrition assistance programs benefits run out of money. And he stands up there and acts like there's nothing he can do about it. There's nothing Trump can do about it. There's nothing anybody can do about these SNAP benefits, completely ignoring the fact that the Republicans control every single lever of government, and they have emergency funds that they could be providing these benefits. But here's the deal. He doesn't want to. He likes the thought of people going hungry. And that to me is breathtaking. When anybody...
They also campaigned on this. There was a lot of rumblings that we're going to go in and change things and it's going to get hard and people are going to suffer. They said that. You know, that was echoed out of the campaign. He even said, I remember Trump saying, you know, you might see a woman separated from her child, and it's going to be very dramatic on TV. And you heard Elon Musk during the Doge days and Scott Bessent and Trump say, yeah, we're going to break some things and it's going to be painful for a lot of Americans. This is a campaign promise delivered. And that's what people have to realize when you don't pay attention to what people are saying. When he said, I'm going to fix the election so you'll never have to vote again. When he says that he is going to do mass deportations now. When they say that people are really going to suffer while they quote unquote fix the economy. When they tell you these things, you have to believe them because they are delivering on these campaign promises. This isn't coming out of left field. And Moses Mike Grinder Johnson is just a little lapdog. And all of these dictators have men like him. Hitler had men just like Moses Mike Grinder Johnson. Vladimir Putin has the same obsequious people that surround them. And if any of them step out, then the frail dictator is going to pile on. But you notice he isn't really coming after Marjorie Taylor Greene that much. And there is going to I believe that these fissures forming within the Republican Party are starting to get some momentum because of biology. He is an absolute fucking shit show on the global stage. Let's face it. Look at this Asia trip. It is a shit show from top to bottom. He has put on a master class on how to be a world leader with full-blown dementia. And every single word that comes out of his mouth, step he takes, rambling around, getting lost with the Japanese prime minister, trying her hardest to guide him from point A to point B. Every action he does just proves how physically and mentally compromised he is. And so you think all these people are going to stay saddled up to this guy? This isn't a strong man. This is a senior citizen that biology is rapidly catching up with that has very progressive illnesses that are only going to go from bad to worse. And so the dipshits like little Moses Mike Grinder Johnson, he's the guy that's rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic. Right. He's going to go completely down with Kanks. But opportunists and more clever political strategists, and I'm shocked as shit as everybody else that it's Marge, but they're starting to position themselves in a post-Kanks America. And a lot of people in the base are going to fall for it because they'd rather vote for a Republican over any Democrat anytime, period, because the decades-long propaganda campaign against Democrats being socialists, Satanists, insurgents, now they've added Hamas and all this other crazy shit that I guess, women like you and I are pumps, has been super effective. All right, let's take a brief moment from the news to thank our sponsor, Ground News, for sponsoring IHIP News. IHIP News would be impossible without our partnership with Ground News. And here's why. Pumps and I both have downloaded the Ground News Vantage plan. There's so much misinformation and disinformation on the internet. It's important to know why people on the right are saying what they're saying and why people on the left are saying what they're saying. And here is a prime example. Here is a headline on the right. It says, Donald Trump slaps huge tariffs on Canada after advert sparks trade fury. Take it down. And it tells me that this headline, that this news report is from a right-leaning publication and that this article has mixed factuality. So then there's another article about the same topic, and it is unreal. Analyst stunned by Trump's most childish response to Canadian tariffs ad. This Ground News Vantage Plan tells me that this article has a very high factuality. This is so fatally important that you make sure you get factual news. So listener, join us by going to groundnews.com/IHIP to get 40% off the Ground News Vantage Plan that we use every single day. They're subscriber funded. And our favorite part is that they are actually female founded. By subscribing, you're not only getting a tool we all need today, you're also supporting our work. That's ground, GROUND news.com/IHIP. And Kylie and Seth are linking that right below in the show notes. You will not regret Ground News, best app on your phone.
Right. And Marjorie Taylor Greene, she hates the same people that the majority of MAGA people hate.
Totally.
I mean, she's all in on the cruelty for them. And then this, I just wanted to put out there. We know Donald Trump thinks he's a king. He's an authoritarian. He just says it straight up. He's not even hiding. Imagine Fox News if Biden said, I'm a king. Here, play the clip.
Last night when you said you were prepared to send more than the National Guard.
Just stop for 1 second. You guys, look at that. Look at
It's
that
crazy.
face. Look at that. And then the behavior that's gone along with this trip. And the corporate media is going to sane wash the shit out of all of this. But we're at the tail end. The curtains are starting to close here. All right, play the clip.
Sure,
I would do that if it was necessary. You know, if it was necessary to do that, but it hasn't been necessary. We're doing a great job without that. Yeah, it was necessary. As you know, I'm allowed to do that.
Do you think other branches of the military you would send in? Or
Who are you with?
the New York Times?
Basically, he's saying he can do whatever the fuck he wants, which this is not the first time he said it. He says it on wash, rinse, repeat. But I just don't think we can overlook. I mean, he looks like shit. He also looks to me like he's lost a bunch of weight. You know, right before people get really, really sick, you notice they lose a bunch of weight. And he's been a fat ass his entire adult life. So, I mean, there's a lot of shit going down with the strong man. He looks, I mean, the overdue on the bronzer, it cannot be overstated. If you're listening to this on audio, it looks like they rubbed his face in cream bronzer. It is so bad.
It's really bad. And I think that just tells you that his physical appearance without the makeup is death. I mean, and then his behavior, you guys, this is insanity. The people that are going along with this shit show, dementia world tour that we are witnessing right now.
It's crazy. Okay, support us by buying our book, Life is a Lazy Susan of Shit Sandwiches. Like this video, please subscribe to our channel, and we will be back with more news.